Good morning. I'm your host, Tim, and welcome to the City of Peoria's Veterans Resource Telethon. For the next few hours, we're going to be singularly focused on supporting our transitioning military veterans and their families. With Veterans Day just a few days away, here in the city, we want to take a moment to honor the service of our city's finest and make sure they have access to the resources they need to successfully live, work, and thrive in our community. Joining me now is Steve Yamamori, the president and CEO of the Revelry Foundation, whose mission is to holistically support our men and women who serve. Steve, welcome.
Thanks, Tim. It's a privilege to be with you today, and I can't thank the City of Peoria enough for putting our veterans first and making sure they have all the support and resources they need. And to tell you a little bit about the Revelry Foundation, we're a nonprofit organization that holistically supports veterans, transitioning military members and their families. We have success coaches that are case managers that holistically understand where somebody's at and then try to bring in all of the community resources together to help the veteran find success. And they find their success no matter where they are in life.
Thank you so much, Steve. Can you tell us some of the challenges veterans face when they're transitioning out of the military?
Sure, absolutely. Most veterans enter the military quite young, either right out of high school or even in college, and they serve anywhere between 4 and 40 years. During that time, they're told exactly what to do and where to go every step of the way. And once they make their transition out of the military, they lose that resource and they leave that structure behind.
But aren't there a lot of resources out there for veterans?
Absolutely. There's over 60,000 resources out there countrywide that supports military and veterans, but the awareness of those resources as well as the navigation to those resources remains sadly really small.
That's exciting, but are there other issues transitioning out of the military that we might not realize?
Absolutely. So research shows us that 50% of our veterans feel disconnected to their community, and it's easy to understand. Many veterans, once they leave the military, no longer feel like part of the team. Their identity and self-confidence comes from wearing the uniform and having a common mission. For many, they are losing their housing and their employment in as short as 30 days. So this puts an incredible amount of stress on the families and those who may also suffer from post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, military sexual trauma, and things like that. And what we try to do is to help with those ailments.
That's a lot of challenges all at once.
It's true, but that's why we're so thankful to the city for supporting our veterans today like never before, to bring community resources together, to bring city resources together, so that many veterans and their families, we can celebrate their service by giving them a hand up. We also have coaches and volunteers that are waiting by the phone today to support veterans, spouses, and transitioning military families and friends. So just call us at 623-207-7420, and a live person will answer and find out what you need and what resources and follow-up our success coaches can do to connect you to those resources.
Steve, I'm not 100% sure that's the right phone number. Are we using a different phone number than that? The phone number live on the screen, the 520 phone number, is the one that we are using live on screen. Sorry about that. But yes, the phone number on the bottom of your screen right now, that's the phone number that you want to call. And our success coaches are there waiting to connect with you guys. And they're going to be answering the phones. They're excited to work with you. They're excited to give you all of the information. That phone bank really is just waiting for your call. So if you need help, please give us a call.
Perfect. So speaking of the folks that were passionate to help our veterans, we would like to thank the city's leadership in creating this Veterans Day event. And now we'd like to take a message from the mayor. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Peoria Mayor Kathy Carlett, and on behalf of the City of Peoria, we want to thank you for joining us today to support and celebrate our incredible veterans and their families. Peoria is proud to be home to thousands of veterans, and I know many service men and women who have successfully transitioned from our military and into our community. But almost every one of them has a transition story, a challenge, answers that they had to find, or difficulties that they faced. Our goal today is to help them overcome those challenges and get them connected to resources and opportunities as quickly as possible. Whether our veterans are looking for a home for their family, access to benefits that they worked so hard for, or a job, something that will allow them to continue to provide for themselves and those they love, this program is about supporting them fully, no matter where they are in their journey. Our veterans have given so much to this country, and we are forever indebted to their service. My hope is that we can put that gratitude to work for their benefit today. To our men and women in uniform, past, present, and future, thank you, and God bless you.
And we are looking inside the call center where success coaches are waiting to answer your call. They're ready to help they're ready to help work with you and develop a plan and bring all the partners together to help you succeed. Just call 520-221-4315 and we have people standing by. But now, let's go to our first panel. We want to take a look at our first round of guests. I would like to introduce Lisa Maddox, Human Services Coordinator with the City of Peoria, Josie Salas, the Foundation for Senior Living's Program Manager representing the Community Assistance Program, and Liz Garcia, Benefits Eligibility Specialist with Adelante Healthcare. Everybody, welcome. Thank you guys so very much for being here. Lisa, I'd like to start with you. The City of Peoria has so many resources available at their fingertips. Can you tell us a little bit about what is available?
Sure. Well, first, I just want to share, as Tim said, I work in Human Services for the Neighborhood and Human Services Department. I work out of the Community Assistance Resource Center, which is fairly new, a couple years old, to the City of Peoria, and it's fantastic having that there. Peoria Support is our Human Services group, and it stands for Services Uniting to Provide People with Opportunity, Resources, and Training. And so a lot of people wonder, well, how do you do that? Well, this is one of the ways we do that.
So Tasia Rios and myself are here representing Ability 360.
We call them awareness,
and we are what's called a SIL,
series seminars,
which stands for
and
Center
collaborative
for
impact workshops.
There are about
this happens to be what I would consider a workshop because we are collaborating with a lot of other organizations today to bring you information. In fact, we currently have 16 service providers working out of our resource center right now. And I'm going to take just a minute to go over those organizations and briefly state what they do. I don't want to steal any thunder today because we have some of those people here with us today. One is Ability 360, and they run programs to empower people with disabilities. Adelante, of course, Liz is with us today, and she'll tell you about benefits eligibility. Arizona at Work, they're also with us today, and they talk about workforce development, job readiness, and employment options. We have the Area Agency on Aging, and we have a person that focuses mostly on Medicare and Medicaid counseling. Benevia, and they offer community resource referral and family support services. Bloom 365, they're focusing on healthy relationships for teens. We also have Katie's Way, and they provide the same type of services, both offering curriculum in schools. And fantastic to have two options because you never know what's going to be a fit for that person or that family. So we like that we have both organizations on board. Central Arizona Shelter System, or CAS is what most people refer to this organization as, and they offer us a housing navigator that can assist people in their journey to locate affordable housing. Child Crisis, they provide emergency shelter, they provide foster care and adoption services, and also educational events for those that may have been mandated by court to seek some training or education of some type. We also have Community Action Program. Again, I'm not going to say too much about that because Josie is here with us, but they provide crisis management and financial assistance to those in need. Dress for Success, they support female job seekers and offer tools to help them with resumes and searching for employment. Foundation for Senior Living, again, I won't say too much, but they provide in-home care and adult daycare affordable housing, and some different things for seniors. JAG, they assist youth with remaining in school and getting them all the way through their college years to help them be more successful as an adult. 1 in 10, they serve our LGBTQ youth by providing tools to improve self-esteem and self-acceptance. Phoenix Rescue Mission, we have what we call street outreach or homeless navigation services that are available through Phoenix Rescue Mission. So they're very helpful to us in getting out there and engaging people that they think may need some assistance that could possibly be living on the streets or moving from home to home. Reveille Foundation, which Steve has already covered today, Stepping Up for Seniors, which that's exactly what they do. They help seniors in need. And then WIC through Adelante, which provides supplemental nutrition for women, infants, and children. I'd also like to note that we have community assistance resource guides, and I'll show you both of them just so they look familiar to you. We have one in English and also a Spanish version. We make them available in hard copy and also online. So if you would like to view that, it is on our website. Last, I'd like to share how you can visit our website. So for more information, you can visit us at www.peoriaz.gov/Peoria support. And you can always reach out for assistance to our main number, which is 623-773-7070. You can also email us at peoriasupport@peoriaaz.gov. I want to remind you that the Resource Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And some organizations in the new world we're living in, they are still working virtually. So some are in office, some working virtually, but just give us a call and we will get you in contact with whomever you need services from. They are all still working and finding new and innovative ways to continue communicating with the public.
Lisa, that is amazing, and it just sounds like a one-stop shop. And I love that the City of Peoria offers a place where, you know, people don't just have one need, they have many. And to go to all of these different locations can be so difficult. So to have that one place for people to come really is just amazing for the city to do.
It is true. One of the things that we've really tried to build with all of our partners is that they collaborate with one another. And we see it growing every day, and it's so exciting that more and more they're reaching to each other, they're referring to each other, to other organizations, and even outside organizations. They're all picking up the resource guide. They're building their own lists. They know exactly who to put their client in touch with to make sure that they're getting the assistance they need.
Yeah, and today we're focused on veterans, but there are a lot of resources for everybody in the community that Peoria Support offers.
That's true, and I just went over most of those services, but I'd like to take a moment just to say thank you so much to all of our veterans that have served our country. It's a huge honor to be doing this event today and partnering with Reveille Foundation and the City of Peoria to make it happen.
Yeah, and so many organizations have come together today to help you. And let me remind you that the phone number on screen right now is a number you can call. We do have people standing by to answer that phone and take your information and give you the services you need right now. We do have two different phone numbers. We have a phone number for our operators who are standing by, but if there are any veterans out there who are in crisis, please, we will be sharing the crisis hotline number on the screen as well. If you are in crisis, that's the important number to call. But for all other services, please feel free to call that phone number. And we are live on Facebook, so if you're watching right now, you can post your question right on this Facebook Live. So let's take a look next. Liz Garcia, thank you so much for coming. Tell us a little bit about what Adelante does and how you can help our veterans.
Thank you for the opportunity. So what I do, Adelante, we do eligibility. So we offer services as like applying for SNAP, Access, and our sliding fee scale through our health centers. And I know there's a lot of times there's difficulty with insurance and not having insurance available. So our sliding fee scale provides medical and dental if you don't have that at hand. So it's easy to apply. It's very good resources. We have 9 health centers through Maricopa County. And also you can also apply with us for Access. And if you have Medicare, you can apply for Access as well. And then also you can apply with us for SNAP as well. It's incredible, like Lisa was mentioning, how many services we have out there, and we have no clue they are available. And a sliding fee scale is something that really helps people out.
Gotcha. And more specifically, you mentioned Access. A lot of people don't know where to get started with that. What's a good first step?
First step is knowing that we offer that service, that you can call us, that you know, it's really simple. What we do, we help you through the whole application process. You don't have to, you know, go anywhere. We are doing everything because of everything is going on over the phone, so you can do it out of the comfort of your home. And we help you through the whole process. We send all the paperwork to DES, so you have no bother. It's plain and simple, and we make it as easy as we can for you, so you wouldn't have to be dealing with, you know, a lot of people don't want to go out of their homes right now. So we give them that opportunity to do it through us.
Gotcha. And you mentioned Adelante has health centers. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, Adelante has 9 health centers throughout the valley. We have them in different areas. So wherever you live, we have in Central Phoenix, Mesa, Buckeye, Surprise, Peoria. So yes, we have them, and our sliding fee scale is good within all the Adelante health cares. So we offer all kinds of services, gynecology, pediatricians. So our health centers have everything available that you need.
That's fantastic. And again, resources not everybody knows
Yes.
is available. Thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just know that we're there. We're there, that we're available for anything that you may need. And if you have any questions, not necessarily to make an appointment to apply for a service, just if you want some information, feel free to contact us.
Great. Josie, would you like to tell us a little bit about your organization and specifically what they do to help veterans?
Sure. So the Peoria Community Action Program, which is housed in the Peoria Community Center, right now we have funds through the Peoria Cares, which is financial assistance for anyone who has a hardship through the pandemic. We're able to go back to March 1st. That's when the pandemic period that we have to use. So anyone who lives in the city of Peoria, Sun City West, Youngtown, and Waddell can apply through us. We are able to help you with rental assistance. We're able to help you with utilities. The Peoria Cares money that we have a contract with the city of Peoria, we're able to help you with your mortgage payment or the water bill assistance. So it's really easy to apply. Don't be intimidated by the application process. We do have to verify income. There has to be a crisis, and it can be the loss of income because of the pandemic. It can be unexpected expenses due to self-quarantine during the pandemic. And then there can also be a health and safety condition. So
COVID-19 is on people's minds right now, and there's so many people that are worried about, you know, how am I going to pay my next rent check? And it's so great to know that those services are available.
Right, and so also what happens too is that people are unaware that this process is really simple. You know, there's the documentation that we need, yes, but I'm sure everybody has been impacted by the COVID-19. So we're there to help you. We're there to help you through the process. We have 8 caseworkers that are ready to assist, and you can either, you know, reach us by phone. We do have a specific extension for that. We also have 2 forms of our email that you can access, which is a lot easier for people to do, because if you send in your request through our email, we'll just send you the documents that you need by email, and then you can either set up an appointment if you want to come in, or you can send it through email if you're not comfortable coming into the community center.
And we have a lot of different services that we're going to be talking about today, but that number on the bottom of your screen, we're at a one-stop shop again. Give that phone number a call. They can direct them to the Foundation for Senior Living. They can direct them to Adelante. They can bring us right here to the city of Peoria. So, and it's so nice that we're trying to make it easy. I don't think people realize we have this care funds available and we want to give it away.
Yes.
The city of Peoria actually gave to our small businesses. We were able to give $1 million away to our small businesses in 1 month. So we want to help our city. We want to help our residents. Can you tell me a little bit more, just in general, about the Foundation for Senior Living for people that just aren't aware?
So the Foundation for Senior Living is our actual corporate office, and they administer, they have different sites throughout the state of Arizona. So they do low-income housing, they have adult daycare, they have senior centers in Peoria and in Wickenburg, and they do have the CAP office, the Community Action Program, in Peoria and in Wickenburg. So we do a lot of social services. We're here to assist people in time of need. So that's FASAL.
And why is the Foundation for Senior Living, I mean, obviously, why are veterans so important to the Foundation for Senior Living?
Well, you know, we want to keep people in place, whether it be through housing or right now they're doing a lot of food assistance. They're delivering to people that are homebound, not able to come in to the different areas of service that we have. So yeah, we're just there to help you get through this time.
It's great. It's great that everyone's taking care of those who have taken care of us.
Yes.
And who have served our country. Lisa, what else would you like to add?
I'd just like to remind people that Peoria Support and all of our partners are there. We want you to reach out to us. We can walk you through any situation that you're in to get you the right assistance. So don't be afraid to reach out to us. We're ready to go. We're there to help. That's what we all have signed up to do, and we're excited to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys so much for talking about what we do. Thank you for talking about what you do, and for everything that you do for our veterans. It is appreciated, and for everything, our veterans are appreciated as well. We're going to cut to a real quick look at some of the services that we offer. We're going to look at a few videos from some of the services we offer, and we're going to be back with a whole nother panel of guests talking about more services that we have for the community. In the meantime, feel free to reach out, give us a call, or hit us up on Facebook right here in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. We have so much more to come, and we will be right back.
So Tasia Rios and myself are here representing Ability 360, and we are what's called a CIL, which stands for Center for Independent Living. There are about 400 of those CILs across the United States, and we are the largest. So we are an agency that works with individuals living with disabilities, any type of disability. We provide programs and services to help empower those individuals to remain independent in their homes and in the community.
Our 5 core services include mentoring, peer support, advocacy, community integration, and information and referral.
And we each play different roles. In my position, I do the Community Living Options Program. So we both work as independent living skills advocates, but my position is specific to individuals living with a cognitive or developmental disability. So we go out into the community, we meet with an individual, they set up some goals that they might want to work on. So I want to get a job, I want to go to school, I want to get connected to social programs, I want to get a peer mentor, I want to learn how to socialize better. So we work one-on-one with that individual on what their goals are and what their needs are through our meetings and one-on-one interactions. But we all kind of play a different role, and Tasia can explain what her position is.
So I do also the community living skills, where we do the one-on-one or group meetings where we also discuss different trainings for budgeting, transportation, communication, just for a few. And then I'm also over the reintegration program. So with the reintegration program, I work with people with disabilities who are in a nursing home and who would like to transition out of the nursing home. So providing them with the support and resources that they need so that they can reintegrate back into the community.
And we also, on our campus, there are 11 other nonprofits in our building. So we're the Ability 360 Center, or we're Ability 360, but we are in the Ability 360 Center, which houses 11 other nonprofits that also support people living with disabilities. So there's NAMI, which is the National Association of Mental Illness, Multiple Sclerosis Society, Brain Injury Alliance, Arizona Center for Disability Law, Arizona United, just to name a few. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for people to come and get information about services. And we also have our sports and fitness center behind our main building, which is a 65,000 square foot gym that's all adaptive. There's 3 pools, a rock climbing wall, which I believe is 30 feet tall, a gymnasium, your typical gym with a walking track indoors, and they offer classes, yoga, kettlebell, different exercise classes, and have personal trainers there to assist people. Here in the city of Peoria, we actually were very fortunate to partner with the Peoria Adaptive Recreation Center. We were approached after doing a lot of outreach with the center because we have a lot of consumers that we refer to their adaptive recreation program, and we wanted to also be involved in any way we could. So we were approached to be a part of the Peoria Community Resource Center. We were very excited to be able to have a bigger footprint out here in the Northwest Valley. That's relatively new for us. It's been a few months, but we're very excited about the partnership. It's going really well, and we're looking forward to, seeing what we can do moving forward. We're able to meet consumers, doing our one-on-one meetings with consumers at the Peoria Adaptive Recreation Center, as well as doing some speaking engagements, letting people know about our services. We're there to let families know, because we're not only just a resource for the consumer, but also for their families. For more information, you can go to our website at www.ability360.org.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for joining us and staying with us. We still have our live operator standing by, answering phones, answering questions, taking your information, and putting you in touch with the people that can offer you the resources you need. And bear in mind, everything the City of Peoria, Reveille Foundation, and all of our organizations here today, everything we do is free. These are free services that we're offering. Our goal is to make sure that we help the community with the things that they need. So again, thank you for watching. I want to introduce my next panel. First, we have Charlie Ellis with Operation Enduring Gratitude. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us here.
We really appreciate it. And James Montgomery with the Phoenix VA. He is a Community Employment Coordinator.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. James, I want to start with you. Can you tell me a little bit about the Phoenix VA in general?
Yeah, so the Phoenix VA is an organization to help veterans. We try to do the best we can in all aspects. We have mental health providers. We have regular physicians, health providers. We do small operations. We have a CLC. We have the Community Living Center. So we have some of our retired veterans that can stay there. We even have the state home in the back. So we do a variety of things to help veterans in any way we can.
Gotcha. And you're specifically the Community Employment Coordinator. What do you do?
So my job is dedicated around helping veterans get back on their feet to help them get back into employment. So resume services, interview skills, meeting with employers in the community so that we can see what they're looking for, and I can fit that veteran for that job. So it makes it a lot easier for the veteran to, get a second chance and get back into employment and lift their life back up.
Yeah, and there are some difficulties for veterans in finding employment sometimes, and probably even more so right now. How is COVID affecting your job in the employment sector in general?
It's amazing. It's really affecting us in a negative manner. It's very difficult to find a job, and there's a lot of small businesses that are hurting right now. So we try to focus in on skill sets. So certain veterans have different skill sets, and we want to kind of just laser focus in on those and say, if it's IT, we want to make sure we go to certain IT firms or make sure the veteran has their certificates. That'll help that company out. So if I have a veteran that that's got a construction background, there's a lot of construction jobs going on right now, and a lot of people don't know about. They think everything's shut down, but there's really a lot of things going on. So we just try to stay with the businesses that are mid-sized to large-sized businesses to focus and get our veterans placed in those businesses to really help them grow. And then I follow up with them. And I let the businesses also know that they're going to get a tax break for hiring a veteran. There's different levels of tax breaks that they can get to say thank you for hiring a veteran. I do second chance employment, so the veterans that have made a mistake in their life, coming out of prison, coming out of jail, coming out of rehab, what we want to do is show them these are humans. These are veterans that have served our country. So my job is to really help guide them and give them some strength and some support that they can take into an interview and show them that, hey, if I've made a mistake, this is my second chance, and I'm going to show you that I'm going to run with this opportunity. So I work out of the CRC. That's the Community Resource and Referral Center, where all veterans can go to get information about the VA, housing, financial assistance, things like that. And then I also work out of the CWT program. That's the Compensated Work Therapies program at the VA. And what we do, we have three aspects there. We do SE, that's Supported Employment. We do the Transitional Work Program. That's where we can take veterans and place them in a job at the VA, and they can stay there for a 6 month of therapeutic work and get back into the groove of going to work every day and just get the groove. And then once they graduate from that, they'll see somebody like me, and I will help them get into a private company.
What about job training? That seems to be a really important thing right now. I know some people are being laid off because of COVID and for other reasons and are maybe looking for a different career. Do you guys offer any job training services?
We do. So at the VA, we have several different avenues that a veteran can go down if they, depending on what benefits they have left, if they have their GI Bill left over. If they're service connected, 20% or more, they can go through what's called Vocational Rehabilitation Assistance, and that's Voc Rehab through VBA. And then if they don't have any of those options to them, we partner with outside businesses to help them train. There are businesses that will pay for a veteran's bachelor's degree and master's degree just if they work with them, like CVS and Walgreens. We partner with them. They're wonderful. I've also partnered with the DES office and other services that we can send veterans to get their CDL truck, like Phoenix Truck Driver Training. They're amazing, and they will help our veterans get on the road in 30 days and a job around $40,000 to $60,000 to start, and start their life all over. So we do reach out to several different entities to help them.
You know, I know there are a lot of veterans that are out there that are watching this that, you know, are in need and maybe just don't know where to go. Maybe they're looking for a job, you know, the old-fashioned way, or I mean, the old-fashioned way used to be the newspaper, and now it's the internet. But you know, there are resources out there to help them, and that brings me. I specifically want to talk here to Charlie. Charlie, tell me a little bit about Operation Enduring Gratitude.
Well, Operation Enduring Gratitude was founded in 2014, so we're a little over 6.5 years old. We have rebuilt 7 houses, provided over 60 wheelchair ramps, given away a car, multiple amounts of handyman services to veterans in need, low-income types, disabled veterans. The wheelchair ramp program is one of my favorite processes. Currently, this Saturday coming up, we're going to install probably 4 or 5 wheelchair ramps on different locations around Maryvale area. One of the other programs we have is our code compliant cleanup process. We got to get a real name for it. It's kind of long. But what happens is when a disabled veteran owns their own home, it's very difficult for them to take care of their front yard. And so a veteran we found last November up in North Phoenix, he was struggling with his yard. He got a citation to clean up his front yard. He's 85 years old, had a stroke 11 years ago. He's in a wheelchair. It's kind of hard to pull weeds. So one of the neighbors saw the story that the Arizona Republic ran on our organization last March, and she reached out to us. In November, we probably put about 30 volunteers on that project in one Saturday afternoon. Cleaned the whole yard up, front yard, backyard, did a whole lot of other maintenance around the house. So the Code Compliant program is a hybrid of volunteers. We're working with local police departments in the city of Glendale, and that's really where we started this process, and we're trying to develop it more detailed and bring it into Peoria. But the Code Compliant officer, when they knock on the door, part of their interview will be, are you a veteran? If they are a veteran, we get the citation, not the veteran. Give me a couple of weeks and we'll put a bunch of volunteers over there. If you follow us on Facebook at all, we're everywhere. You'll see us cleaning yards. I got this thing, I wear one of the big shade hats, so we call it the Big Hat Attack, and we ham it up for the community. But it's a great process where neighbors can serve veterans inside their own neighborhoods. We've had volunteers come from Santan Valley all the way to New River to help on projects. And she's like, I'm not doing this again. I completely understand. But we've done wheelchair ramps and appliance installations for Navajo Code Talker on the reservation. We put 7 wheelchair ramps in a Buckeye VFW. We've given away a mobile home in Apache Junction, so we're all over the place. We're very dynamic. People seem to love what we do. And of course, like all the other service providers out here, it's at no cost to the veteran. It's fantastic. The total home makeovers, that's the crown jewel. That's the one I love the most because I'm a licensed general contractor, so love to swing the hammer. But that also comes with usually six figures attached to it.
Right.
So we've only done 7. Only 1 was at that level. A lot smaller ones. But that's one I love. The Big Hat Attacks gets us into the community. We're working with other nonprofit agencies that have donated 13 water heaters to us. I have 5 of them left, so it's winter coming up, so I got 5 gas water heaters. You know how to find me. And we'll be happy to come out and install it for free.
That's amazing work you guys do in the community, and it's just so it's so nice to see people giving back specifically to veterans. Are some of your volunteers veterans? Are these veterans giving back to veterans?
Most of the volunteers are veterans. It's open to anybody. Anybody who cares is welcome to show up. And one of the things in the code compliant program is we use the block watch teams to notify the neighbors around that specific address. And on these code compliant events, I call them kid friendly. We want the juniors to watch mom and dad serve a veteran. And if we can instill that into our youth, we don't have anything to worry about in the years coming up. That they'll grow up with it. And so, yes, veterans and non-veterans alike.
Are you still looking for volunteers?
We will look for volunteers every day of my life.
So a few things. One, how can they reach out specifically to your organization to get more information?
OperationEnduringGratitude.org.
There you go. That makes it easy. And remember, we've got a phone number right on the screen. You can reach out to our operators. Our operators will put you in touch, whether you are looking to volunteer, looking to donate, or are in need of your services. Please, please, please reach out. It's just amazing work you need to do. A question for you. I know a lot of veterans are afraid to ask for the help. What would you say to them?
Ask. It really is that simple, but it's really more complex than that. A lot of the issues that the veteran community runs into, and it's very common to say, well, it's a pride issue. The guy doesn't want to ask for help because it's pride. And I think pride has an ugly twin sister, and her name is shame. It's not necessarily that they're too proud to ask for help. They're embarrassed. And so it's very difficult to maneuver through that. But if you give me a call, I'll come sit down with you. We have the female veteran in Glendale right now that she got a code compliant citation, went over and started talking to her. I think it was a week and a half later we were satisfying the code requirements for Glendale. But the real reason we were there is because the interior of her house needs a ton of work. But with her stress levels and her personal struggles in her life, it's very uncomfortable. I call them smiling strangers. When the volunteers all show up, everybody's happy to be there. Mm-hmm. So you get 20 people and they're going, what do we do? And the veteran's like, whoa, back off. And it's a little too overwhelming. So we've learned to gradually bring the volunteers in. So I had my core volunteers out on this project, and she got to know people by name. Now they're not strangers. Yeah. And so it works out real great, but don't be embarrassed. We all need help.
And I like you told the story earlier about someone that knew a neighbor who's a veteran who reached out, and that's another thing is, you know, you may know someone, you may not personally be able to help, but please reach out.
Absolutely. One of the neatest aspects that I've discovered over the last 6.5 years is seeing how many return volunteers are veterans. We have a lot of veterans struggling with PTS. They're 100% rated. They don't have a job. They're kind of in this nebulous. Well, if you don't have a job, you can be on time. Come on. And so they'll come out, they repeat. Nobody's 100% consistent. We don't demand that either. But it's fantastic to see these veterans coming out, serving other veterans, and they walk away going, oh my God, my life ain't that bad. I go, yeah. It can easily be worse, and it can easily be better. So just get out and help somebody. And one of the coolest parts is seeing some of the veterans that we've served come back out and help on other projects. That's when I know we've hit the mark right there.
That's great work that you're doing in the community.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Cannot appreciate it enough. Did you start the organization yourself?
I did.
What was your motivation?
Well, my nephew's sitting out in the lobby. Him and I, we volunteer with another organization inside of Maryville working on a house. I'll spare a lot of the details, but the night of the celebration, I asked that other executive director, I said, how come we don't do this in Maryville? He goes, you haven't started it. All right, don't ever ask why not, because you got voluntold. And so that's where it started. And so first house we did is off of 59th and McDowell, then 75th and Encanto, then New River, all over the place. So it's fantastic.
It is fantastic. Thank you again for what you
Thank
do.
you.
And thank you for coming today.
My pleasure.
And taking the time to talk. James, is there anything else that you want to add that we didn't discuss?
You know, I'd like to invite all veterans in the Valley to take a look at the VA. Come to the VA and ask questions. See what we can do for you. If there's something that we can do to help you, please ask. We have nothing but professionals there, wonderful staff. The CRC, again, is at 1500 East Thomas. They're just there to help. That's all they are, and they are wonderful people. When you go in there, you're going to get met by just professional social workers, professional, the front desk staff are amazing, always smiling, always wanting to help. It's a different VA than what people might have heard about the Phoenix VA. I tell you, it's a wonderful place to work, and it's just nothing but good people now. And all we want to do is help veterans. So please come to the VA.
And I know you're reaching out to the veterans as well, but what about the businesses that are watching this and are saying, we want to help? What would you say to the businesses about hiring a veteran?
Yeah, I think it's the greatest thing you can do is to give back and give a veteran a chance to work for your company. You're going to get a dedicated, hardworking, well-trained individual who knows nothing but honesty, respect, discipline. So if there's a business out there that wants to hire a veteran, please reach out to the Phoenix VA. They will get in touch with me. I'm in the CWT program. I'm easy to find. My name is James Montgomery. It's just that simple, and I have around 600 veterans looking for work right now in our program. So, and we're excited to have you, and it'll be a great relationship, I can tell you that.
That is fantastic. I want to thank you both for taking the time to come speak to everybody, and for all of your service and the work that you do for the community. And again, our operators are standing by. It sounds cliche, but they are. We have people answering phones right now. They can answer your questions. They can point you in the right direction for services. Please reach out and call us, and we are ready to help. We're going to take a quick break before our next panel. We're going to take a look at another few of the services that we offer, some short videos, and we will be right back. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Our mission is to enrich lives in the community, so we serve the whole West Valley. We do a lot of stuff here at Benavia. We serve older adults, we serve children, we serve families, so we do the whole spectrum of age groups. So here in Peoria, we actually have our Family Resource Center, so we're serving families 0 to 5. We're helping with parenting workshops, we do purposeful play groups, we help get on access applications, help guide them and do information and referral. We do navigation in the home as well for those who maybe are going through some struggling times. We also do free home services to homebound seniors in the community. So we provide transportation to and from doctor's appointments. We actually stay with the individual for the entire time to make sure that they have what they need. We also do grocery shopping for them or with them. We do friendly visitors, phone pals, errands, and also handyman services and some business assistance. And then we also have 5 Life Enrichment Adult Day programs, and so we have one here in Peoria on 83rd Avenue and Cactus. There we serve seniors who have dementia, Alzheimer's, stroke survivors, Parkinson's, and adults with intellectual and cognitive disabilities. I would say for them to call Benavia, and we can definitely direct them in the direction that they need. We actually have family support coordinators that will go out into the homes and help kind of guide as they need to. We have, for our Family Resource Center, we serve all the way past Wickenburg to Glendale. So we'll meet the families wherever is convenient for them. We'll go out to libraries where we have a lot of our activities. But for them just to start giving us a call, we'll kind of direct them in where they need to go. And if we can't meet their needs, then we work with a lot of other agencies in the community that we can refer out to. And if you have any questions or need resources or anything in the community, even if it's in Peoria or outside of Peoria, just give us a call at 623-584-4999. We are at the Peoria Resource Center every Friday morning. We have a staff there, but we can also have staff there for families if they make an appointment as well.
Well, the Reveille Foundation, its main mission is to provide resources and services to veterans, Native Americans, and formerly incarcerated. Right now, the main focuses are on workforce development programs and housing. Peoria is one of many cities that we're hoping to work with in a community partner manner. We provide case management. We call them success coaches. We provide success coaches at each city, typically in their community centers or their human services campuses, to provide resources and services to those three populations within the city. So we want to be in the communities. And so we have a case manager, again, success coach, at each one of these locations, Peoria being one of them, to provide those services. That way, those folks don't need to come to us. We're right there for them. And that helps to expedite things for them. And it also meets with some of those challenges associated with transportation, because a lot of folks do struggle with transportation. And then also it helps with us creating a greater partnership with those cities as well. A lot of cities have a lot of resources, and if we're right there in the community services campuses or human services campuses, then we can reach out and touch those folks as quickly as possible, again, expediting the entire process. They can text or call. My phone number or the Foundation's phone number is 480-409-9360. They can go to the reveillefoundation.org website, or they can check out our Facebook page.
Welcome back to our Veterans Virtual Summit. We would love to be doing this in person, but as you know, we have all sorts of COVID regulations right now, so we're doing this virtual. But we appreciate you guys watching. We do have a live phone bank standing by, waiting for your call. Give them a call, look for the resources. We're going to be talking about many resources that are available to our veterans today, and we have a whole nother panel set and ready to talk to you. So let's get to it. I want to introduce, thank you all for being here, Nina Lindsay with Arizona at Work, Thomas Way with Phoenix Truck Driving School, and Tom Jenkins with Advanced Business Learning. Thank all of you guys for being here, and thank you for all the things you do for our veterans. And let's just get started talking. Nina, tell me a little bit about Arizona at Work and what you guys do for veterans.
Yeah, so Arizona at Work is funded by the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. So this is a federal law that comes down and provides workforce and training funding to the states. So we get that funding from the Arizona Department of Economic Security. And then Maricopa County uses that funding to operate 2 large career centers. One of those is located in Gilbert, and the other one is located in the Northwest Valley, just around 43rd Ave and Olive in Glendale. So to give you an idea of our services, I always think about them on a spectrum. On one end of that spectrum, we provide real basic services like access to a computer lab, a fax machine, a telephone. Those services have become so important during COVID-19 as people are trying to fill out unemployment forms. They don't have access to a fax machine. It's hard to believe in this day and age, but a lot of people don't have access to the internet. So being able to provide that access is really important to us, and we've had a lot of volume in our centers over the last 6 months because of that. We also do workshops on things like resume writing, interviewing skills, labor market information. Those have all gone virtual, so they can be enjoyed from the comfort of your own home if you would like. We offer case management services. We do training grant funds, so if folks want to be a medical assistant or a dental assistant, or they want to go to truck driving school or get an IT certification that these gentlemen are going to talk about, we can provide the funding so people can pursue that credential. We offer work experiences, so we will place you into a job with an employer and pay your wages for a certain period of time. That's a great opportunity for people to get their foot in the door. Many of those end up in direct hires, so it's an awesome opportunity and a great opportunity for an employer who may want to do a little try before you buy, where we're funding the wages of that person. And then we also have a business services team. They do great work. They work directly with employers in the community, matching candidates to job leads that are happening in the community, and they coordinate hiring events and do what we call rapid response, which is if a company has a layoff, they go out and provide services to those folks. As you can imagine, those services are in real high demand.
Yeah, and how have things changed with the current climate? Are you seeing, more people coming in? Are there more people looking? How is COVID affecting this?
Yes, well, we were deemed an essential service, so we have stayed open. Our job centers have remained open. They are operating on a skeleton crew, so at any given time, we maybe only have 7 to 10 staff in the building. Most of them are working on operating the computer lab and some of those basic services. But we have most of our folks that are working virtually, they're still providing services. We're still actively enrolling people, so people can still access those services and get the services that they need.
Gotcha. Very good. It sounds like job training is an important part. I know some people maybe have been laid off with a job that they've been with for a long time and need to go in a different direction. Skills are changing. Can you talk a little bit more about that job training and how you guys help with that?
Yeah, so we'll provide up to a $6,000 training grant, and when folks come in, they fill out kind of some worksheets. We go through a labor market process with them where they're going to research information about that field, what kind of skills it takes, what the wages are. Then they're going to research some different schools that provide that training and figure out which of those schools is going to be the best fit for them. So do they have night classes? Do they have day classes? How long is that class? Are they going to have childcare? They figure all that out. We work with them to figure those things out. And then once they choose a school, then they write a letter to us, which is always my favorite part, is getting to see the letters from people about why they want to go into that training. And then we issue funds to that school to allow them to pursue that.
Yeah, and I think one of the big obstacles for veterans and for everybody is the first step. Right, is I don't know where to start. And what a great opportunity to have a place to call. I keep using the word one-stop shop, but just to have a place to say, I need assistance.
Yeah, and it's really great. Under the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, our veterans receive priority access to those services. So everything I mentioned when you come into the center, if you're a veteran, we want to honor that. We're going to give you priority access to those funds and those services. The office at 43rd Ave and Olive also has vet reps, veterans representatives. These are a great group of guys. Most of them are veterans themselves, so they have some real great lived experience and they can empathize with our vets. But in addition to all those services I mentioned before, they also can do things like help people get a DD-214, they can help connect them to the VA, and they can help connect them to many of the other agencies that have been here speaking today.
That is fantastic. And that's great work. Thank you so much for coming in and talking today. There's a lot of jobs out there. I think people just don't necessarily realize, and there's a lot of businesses that want to hire veterans. Let's talk really quickly with Thomas Way from Phoenix Truck Driving School. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do with veterans.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Phoenix Truck Driving Institute, we were founded initially back in 1969 as a truck driver recruiting firm. Since then, we've grown into several different aspects in trucking industry. HES Safety Services, which does roadside assistance and repairs and mechanical failures and tires and towing and that sort of thing. We also have DSW Trucking, which is the largest independently owned and operated trucking company in the United States. One owner, the owner of our company, and 122 trucks on the road. We also have Driver Dispatch, which is our recruiting firm in the trucking industry. So throughout the years, we've established relationships with about 1,500 different companies. These are local, regional, dedicated, and over-the-road trucking routes that essentially allow someone to come to our school within a period of 4 to 8 weeks, depending whether they go full-time or part-time. They receive an unrestricted Class A commercial driver's license with endorsements for doubles, triples, tanker, and hazmat. Starting wages for my drivers are between $900 and $1,200 per week. Typically, companies are paying full benefits, life, health, dental, vision, prescription medication. There's retirement plans, typically a 401k. Sign-on bonuses if they're going to go over the road, that kind of thing. And no contracts, which is different in the trucking industry because we're an independent training facility. So as a result of that, you're not obligated. If we place you someplace and it's not a good fit for you, we'll get you someplace else. Through our resources, we've got relationships with industries that will hire drivers that have a difficult background. We have relationships that are focused on veterans. We have relationships with those that are focusing on our Native American community as well. The program itself is 160 hours. So it can be accomplished, as I said, in a 4-week period. I have classes morning, afternoon, evening, 5:30 a.m. Till 11 o'clock at night I got classes going. And we pick an individual schedule based on what that student needs. So a lot of my veterans come in and they'll have a part-time or full-time obligation that they're working with, and we're able to work around that schedule in order to get them trained up and get them graduated. I have classes going on Saturday and Sunday as well. The program is broken down to really 3 components. Number 1 is your permit and your pre-trip safety check. Elaborate, it's 108 points in the vehicle that they need to be able to identify. The permit is on general knowledge, combination, and air brakes. And then they'll do their 3 backing maneuvers: straight backing, offsetting, and blindside parallel parking. And these are 48-foot dry storage container trucks. So blindside parallel parking in a 48-foot truck, yeah, it's pretty special. And then, of course, our over-the-road component. So once they hit 90 hours of the 160-hour program, we put them in the truck, we'll put an instructor next to them, 3 other students in the back seat, and they're gone over the road, 4 hours at a time. So this is climbing hills and going down grades and going through the city and the construction zones and school zones and railroad crossings, and then get them out on the 202 and the 303 and let them get their nose bloody out there on the 10 and all that traffic. Our relationship with the veteran community is outstanding. Our terminal in Phoenix is run by retired Command Sergeant Major Randy Eslick, who was a Ranger in a Green Beret, and we have a deep-seated relationship in the veteran community, as well as our relationship with the WIA funding. We're SkillBridge certified, which means we actually are authorized to train active duty soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines come to our school and receive compensation from the military while they're training. And then our veteran ties are phenomenal as well. It's a really special place. Being a father of a veteran, and my daughter's married to an active duty airman, it makes me very proud to be a part of what we do.
That's fantastic, and I love when we have 2 things together that seem to go so well together, because we just talked about how important job training is, and we just talked about also organizations out there that can help get in touch with that job training. So just wonderful synergy, and that's, I think, making connections is the most important part, and that's the reason why we are here today. So thank you for everything that you do, and thank you for the information about your organization. That sounds really cool. I'm not going to try to parallel park. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. But I did want to ask. We did an interview here with one of our Peoria employees who in Iraq actually managed warehouses and distribution, and actually came and worked for the city of Peoria in warehouse and in distribution. And there was that really clear path. Do a lot of the veterans come in having skills that maybe other people don't have that are coming to apply? Yeah, well, especially from the Army. If they come out of 88 Mike, where they've been driving the big trucks already with the Army, they come in with that skill set. We get a lot of guys that are moving fuel from Luke Air Force Base, and so that moves them right into the tanker opportunity. But really, the veterans that I come across are those guys that are really just trying to get back into a place where they feel comfortable and they're able to make the kind of money to support their family now that they've separated from the military. And then I also work with the guys that have really kind of struggled. Some of the guys that have experienced homelessness, some of the guys that have experienced some real loss in their career in the military, and we're able to kind of get them put back together, if you will, help them out through our relationships with the Reveille Foundation and some of the other organizations with finding housing and dental care and food resources and transportation resources. And it's a big family in the veteran community, and we're just honored to be a part of it. That's great, and I'm glad you mentioned the Reveille Foundation again, because there are just so many places that we talk about today to get started, to get to all of these resources that are out there. So again, thank you so much. Let's move on real quick to Tom Jenkins with Advanced Business Learning. Tom, tell me a little bit about what you do.
First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. Really appreciate the chance to help veterans wherever we can. Mm-hmm. And let me start off by saying that at last count, there was over 9,000 open cybersecurity jobs in the state of Arizona. The research points out that by 2023, thereabouts, there's going to be 2 million open jobs across the country in cybersecurity. And these are positions, these are careers where you do not need a college degree or a university degree to get started and get things going. Advanced Business Learning is a licensed post-secondary vocational school focused on cybersecurity training. As a Marine Corps veteran, we're a service-disabled veteran-owned small business. And our approach to cybersecurity training is to create a learning environment where individuals who have an interest in cybersecurity, you don't need to have a background in IT, you don't need to have a background in technology, you have to want to solve problems, you have to want to work on teams, you want to have to work at protecting the company that you're part of, and certainly part of protecting the country as well. So what we do is we created a learning environment where you are working on the academics that are required for the certifications that we offer, and we are an authorized training provider for those of organizations like CompTIA and EC Council and ISC Squared and ISACA and Project Management Institute. These are all the organizations that have the globally recognized certifications that will get you the job, at least get you interviewed for the job. And what we do is we create an academic environment where we're focused on what you need to know and how you need to get ready to take those exams. We also, though, say there's more than that needed. We have mentors on site that work with the students to make sure the students are keeping track with what they need to do, make sure the students are part of a community of work, a community of practice, and make sure those students are having their questions answered and some of the concerns they have with exam prep answered as well, so that when they sit down for the exam, they're ready to take the exam. The other thing that happens with all of this too is that we are one of the few schools in the country that has a cybersecurity practice range. So this is a full hands-on range where you are working with others and you are attacking organizations, you're defending organizations, you're working with others to understand the cybersecurity tools that are out there, but you're taking what you learned in the academic portion of the curriculum, you're applying it to a real-world work experience so that when you go out for the interview, the certifications will get you the interview, but the hands-on practice experience will get you the job. And we have employers that we work with who have come back to us and said, you know, a lot of people show up with the certifications, but they don't have the real-world work experience. And what you provide at ABL Cyber Academy, really, we look at it as a 6-month up to a year of real practice, real job experience, hands-on knowledge. Well, what that has resulted in, the metrics for the veterans and anybody else who's out there looking at a possibility of doing this, we have a 97% pass rate on the certification exams. And the reason we have such a high pass rate is because of the way we run our educational environment, that you are working with others, you're in communities of practice, you're working with your mentors, you're making sure that you're practicing what you do in real-world application. And that has also resulted in well over an 85% job placement rate. At this point, we typically have approximately 50% of our student base are veterans. We have a very good working relationship with the VA vocational rehab facility here in Phoenix. That has recently introduced us to the Denver VA Voc Rehab people, and that has now introduced us to the Las Vegas VA Voc Rehab people. And we also work with just the straight Veterans Administration here in Phoenix as well. So all of that has created an environment where, whether it's the veterans themselves or their spouses or family members, if they're interested in getting into careers, not just jobs, these are careers that pay well to begin with, don't require college or university, and give you an opportunity inside an organization to really grow and prosper and move in other directions once you're in that organization. But you're a valuable part of that organization by knowing the cybersecurity practices, and then you need to continue also going for more certifications as you work your way up through the hierarchy within the company. But all of those are available. We created an environment where people really have a lot of respect when they come out of it for the work they're going into. And again, it need not be, as I started off saying, it need not be that you have a high interest or a degree in in IT or technology-based education. We will provide that for you.
And I know there's a lot of veterans, their families, people that are friends with veterans that are watching, and they are maybe looking for something new. So whether it's driving a truck, whether it's cybersecurity, or whether you just don't know where to begin, we have a place. And the phone number is right there on your screen, and we have people ready to pick up the phone, answer, and direct you to any one of these 3 services, or any of the other services that we've talked about today, or just answer your questions in general. So please pick up the phone, give us a call. I want to thank everybody for being here today and talking about your organization and what you do for our veterans, and thank you for what you do for our veterans. We're going to take a look at another one of our a video of another one of the services that the City of Peoria offers. After the short break, we'll be back with another panel. Feel free to ask your questions right here on Facebook or give us a call. We'll be right back.
Well, my name is Jeff Geet, and I'm here with Stepping Up for Seniors, and I'm here to talk about one of the projects that we have, which is the Caring Connection for Seniors. Caring Connections for Seniors is really all about fighting loneliness and isolation in the senior community. So we have found, and the studies show, that isolation and loneliness is really a significant issue for seniors nationwide, certainly in the greater Phoenix area and also in the city of Peoria. And so what we're trying to do is we have senior-friendly technology that we place into the homes of seniors who are at risk for isolation and loneliness. And then we have volunteers through Stepping Up for Seniors that are checking in video chat style with the seniors on a regular basis. So really that gives them the ability to see how that senior is doing on a regular basis, gives them a good look at their environment, make sure everything is good, but really it's a chance for them to develop a relationship with that senior. So somebody who's at risk for loneliness and isolation, to have that friendly face that's there checking in with them through video on a regular basis, we believe really does a lot of good for that senior that's at risk. And in this COVID environment, that isolation has just become more intense, really for everybody, but especially for the senior community. And when you look at the stats of seniors that are over 85, the degree of loneliness, the percentage of loneliness is really very substantial, especially now in the COVID environment. Yeah, you know, the City of Peoria has been a great partner to Stepping Up for Seniors over the past few years, and together we've been able to help a lot of seniors in the City of Peoria. In this case, the City of Peoria, in partnership with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, has provided a grant to Stepping Up for Seniors to fund our Caring Connections program so that we can get this technology into the homes of seniors that are really at risk for that isolation and loneliness. SteppingUpForSeniors.org is our website, and that's usually the best point of connection. So a lot of times social workers or physicians, hospital workers, churches, these are all organizations that sometimes will know of seniors that really have a need that we can help out with. So they can reach out to us through SteppingUpForSeniors.org, or the senior themselves if they say, hey, I'm somebody that could really benefit from these services and I have the need, they're free to reach out to us as well. Going to the website, that's where the connection starts. They can fill out an application. It's a basic application, or it's something that somebody on their behalf can do for them. Anybody that may be interested in supporting us or in helping out from a volunteer standpoint, we're always looking to take advantage of individuals that are looking to help. So we'd love to talk to them, and we appreciate the opportunity.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Our operators are still standing by, but in the meantime, we have another guest. I'd like to introduce Jim Pipper. He is the Lead Economic Development and Veteran Business Development Officer for the U.S. Small Business Administration, Arizona District Office. Mr. Pipper is a seasoned employee with the SBA with many years of experience in assisting entrepreneurs to either start and or expand their business opportunities using the SBA's programs and services. Jim's particularly proud of the assistance he's been able to provide to veterans, active duty military, National Guard Reserve members, military spouses, and family members in his capacity as a national award-winning Veterans Business Development Officer. In his capacity as VBDO, Jim is the District Office Program Liaison for both AZ Boots to Business, Boots to Business and Reboot program being delivered to all transitioning uniform personnel in Arizona by the Veterans Business Development Center. He is a Vietnam-era combat veteran that proudly served in the United States Air Force and was appointed by the Phoenix City Council to serve in the inaugural Phoenix Military Veterans Commission under Mayor Phil Gordon for 11 years, that one didn't want to come out, for 11 subsequent years. In addition to his veteran duties, he is District International Trade Officer, AZ Statewide Score Liaison, District Surety Bond Guarantee Program Officer, Local Liaison for the SBA with the U.S. Commercial Services, co-located within the SBA District Office. He also served as a Special Asset Officer with a commercial bank for 5 years and is a former small business owner. He and his wife, Barbara, are the proud parents of 6 children and 18 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. In his leisure time, he likes being outdoors and enjoys a good round of golf. Jim, thank you so much for being with me. I apologize if I ruined that intro, but it was an amazing intro. And I want to say thank you for your service as well.
I want to thank you for having me.
Talk a little bit about what you do with the SBA.
Well, you read off my bio pretty good.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a lot of hats that I wear. My proudest hat is the Veteran Business Development Officer. I won a national award in 2004. I was selected as the #1 guy in the country out of 67 SBA offices as the best Veteran Business Development Officer in SBA at that time. Very proud to have received that award, but I'm as proud today as I was then. Anytime that someone asks me to get in front of a camera or talk to veterans or try to help veterans in any way that I can, count me, and that's my reputation, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I also was very instrumental in starting a program called Boots to Business. We were the second SBA office in the country to do Boots to Business. And what that was, in 2011, there was a drawdown. The military was drawing down its troops, bringing them back. And we had a very soft job market. And the program was developed to help veterans that were getting out of the service, if they wanted, to learn about owning and operating their own business and create their own opportunity. That program rolled out, and like I said, I was the second office in the country to do it, and proudly ran it for almost 6 years. We did not have one of our resource partners that I'll talk about. We do now, and that one is our Veteran Business Outreach Center. The one that was assigned to cover Arizona at the time was out of Sacramento, and we had too much real estate between Sacramento and Arizona, and so we conducted the program ourselves until we were able to get a VBOC, and our VBOC is one of our 4 core resource partners. I don't try to do anything alone. I learned that when I was in the Air Force as a flight line guy, and I worked as a crew chief on jet aircraft, twin-engine jet aircraft. And out in the flight line, everything is done on a team basis. In fact, when you join the military, you learn in basic training that you are no longer an individual. You are part of a massive team, and if you don't like it, too bad. You signed up, so get on with the show, is what they would say to you in boot camp. Now, they went through an awful lot of training in boot camp for all of us, irregardless of what branch of service we were in. They spent an inordinate amount of time getting us ready to wear the uniform proudly and to do what we were expected to do. On the other side of it, when you were transitioning out, whether you were separating after your contract was up or whether you stayed in and were retiring at some point, that transition was really kind of messy. So like when I transitioned out of the Air Force, basically I had a little checklist. I quickly checked it off. I took it around wherever I needed to take it. It took me about half of a day, and thank you very much. I think I heard that somewhere. But then we went out the gate and, okay, back in the civilian world. Not too much transition assistance. The Boots program was developed to change that, to help not only with educational opportunities, but to also help with entrepreneurial opportunities. And if they were so inclined, maybe they wanted to get a federal job or whatever the case might be, it was a full-blown program to try to help them get back into civilian life the right way. So in my case, I landed on my feet, I went to the VA, and I was able to get my educational benefits lined up. I went back and finished up my schooling, and I was able to land my job early on, right out of the school into the SBA, and I've been a proud member of SBA for all these years. And still serving my country, just a little different uniform, but I got a fancy tie here. I like my tie. I have 27 different ties, and I'm proud of my collection of ties that get sent to me from all over the country. So,
you know, not everybody knows what the SBA is. Can you tell us just a little bit about the SBA in general?
I can.
Thank you.
And you're right, not everybody knows about what the SBA is. And SBA was formed in 1953, and it's the sole federal agency to help America's small business. And we are charged not only with helping small businesses that are existing, but to help individuals that are inclined to go into business for themselves. And we are the core agency. We were formed in 1953, and I'm very proud and happy to tell you that we have a real big footprint. We're a small agency, but we have a large footprint on a national basis.
So I want to start a small business. You know, I've always had it in the back of my head. I come to the SBA. What are you guys going to do for me?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask you what you have in mind and how much homework you've done, and then we're going to pick a good resource partner for you, because we don't try to do the job all ourselves either. We have 4 core resource partners, and generally a good starting point for someone that's just kicking an idea around, and they didn't go to Boots of Business, they didn't know about Boots of Business Reboot, they got out of Luke Air Force Base here in Phoenix, and they tried a job or two, and now they're just thinking, well, there's got to be something else for me to do. So to answer your question, we'll sit them down, we'll find out what their skill set is, and generally we'll send them to one of our 4 SCORE resource partners, either our VBOC, our SBDC network, our SCORE chapter, or our Women Business Center. We have 4 of them here in our office. And they're national outfits. The SCORE guys have been around for 50 years. The SBDCs have been around for 35 years, and they know what they're doing, and we are proud to kind of help you develop your plan. And veterans are used to this. So I'm probably talking too much, so let me answer a couple more questions.
And thank you for, we have people asking questions online, so that's I'm checking to make sure we get them all asked. I think the thing that makes people real nervous about starting a business is the business plan. That is so vital to everything. Is that something you guys can help with?
We not only help with a business plan, but the business plan itself is a starting point, and it's a living document, and it's something that you should use for the life of your business. So if you're fortunate enough to start it, and we have different names for it, but basically it's a mission statement. It's a battle plan, so to speak. Us veterans like to use those terms, and because we understand what it is. And battle plans change. So do businesses. You know, you can start a business before COVID, and we had several businesses that had started in December, or let's say the last quarter of last year before COVID hit in March, and all of a sudden their business models went flip-flopped. And we've all seen that. Everybody's been affected by COVID. And we're right now helping those veteran business owners that are trying to do that shift to conduct their business differently. So,
are veterans specifically, do they have traits that make them good entrepreneurs, or have they, do they come to you with skills that maybe others don't?
Yes, one of the things I've already mentioned is if you're a military member, you learn very early on that it's important to have a team around you. Okay, nothing happens out at Luke Air Force Base or any Air Force base or any naval facility or any of them, all just individually. So teaming. You're also taught discipline. Okay, so like when you're expected to be on time and you get the job done, you don't take time to question that. You just get it done, and it's your military members are forced to also develop their integrity. So like if they are like I was, if there's other people that report to them, you are expected to be a good leader. So those qualities are easily converted into owning and operating your own business. And it is the American dream, okay, to own and operate your own business. And we help with that in a big time way. And we've actually helped people get on ABC Shark Tank. Okay, we've had, I had a Navy SEAL, quick story, show up, and his idea was he wanted to sell bottle openers. He had went camping with some of his SEAL buddies, and he had broken an opener. And so he wanted to develop an opener that wouldn't break. So he took 50 caliber rounds, the shells, and he developed a bottle opener that you couldn't break. And he got on ABC Shark Tank. He got a deal with a couple of the sharks, and took it back to Oro Valley and parlayed it into a multi-million-dollar business. Wow. And now what he does is he comes back and he helps me and our programs to help veterans develop their idea. And that's the only thing I asked him to do. And, you know, I didn't question why he wanted to sell bottle openers, because he probably would have hurt me. But,
great. What else would you like to add?
I'm a story guy, and so I like to tell another story on that same episode. And the name of his company, by the way, was Bottle Breacher, and you can check them out. So any of the viewers that are looking, use your phones, check out Bottle Breacher. You'll be happy to see his story. There was another gal that was on there. Her name was Major Mom. That was her tagged name. She was actually a major in the U.S. Air Force. She got pregnant. Her husband was also a major. She got pregnant, and she was one of the few officers that stepped down from her commission, and she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So that lasted about 15 minutes for her, because she's a high energy, kind of like I am, high energy gal. And she thought, well, what else could I do? And her husband had given her the nickname Major Mom, because she's always organizing the house and organizing his stuff and getting in. So she created a business called Major Mom, got on ABC Shark Tank, did not get a deal. Eli got the deal. Angela did not get the deal, but what she did get was she got massive exposure from stuff like we're doing right here in this event, right here today. She was on the TV cameras, and when she got back, her website had blown up. She had that much business. She was able to parlay all that activity into a franchise opportunity. And last I heard, she was somewhere in France enjoying herself.
That sounds like it sounds nice right about now.
I know these are big stories, but we also have lots of little stories where I just had one last one. I had a call yesterday from a United States Marine truck driver, okay? And he was hitting a little bit of problems, financial problems, and he just didn't know what to do. So we went on our website, on sba.gov, and our state website that I'm on, found me and said, well, I'm a Marine veteran, I'll call this veteran rep. And so we had a conversation yesterday. And the end result of that was one of the resource partners is helping him today to repair his credit so that he can go to a lender and get some financial assistance. And I love telling that story, and that was kind of one that just happened yesterday.
Well, that's amazing, and it's a great resource.
We have a lot of those.
I think there are a lot of people that are maybe looking for some training or classes or just, you know, more information. What would you tell them?
I would tell them first step is to not listen to the rumor mill. What I mean by that is the rumor mill goes something like this. Don't bother with the government, any government, because they're not going to be able to help us. They're too busy doing this or that. Okay, that's a big mistake when it comes to the SBA. We are dedicated to trying to help our citizens here in Arizona. We have nearly 800,000 veterans that call Arizona home. We're dedicated to try to help. And once you connect with us, and it's real easy to connect on our website, and get to us. We've made it really simple to contact us. We like to talk to people, and I'm proud to tell you, I never, ever drop a phone call. If someone makes a phone call or sends me an email, now it might take me a while to get back to you because I can get busy, okay? But I keep track of everything. So that's my best advice that I got is don't listen to the rumor mill. Come on down, see what we're about, and I'll give you another reason to come down. We're a federal agency. We're supported by your tax dollars and mine. And so come down and find out, I guess you might say we work for you, the citizens of our great state, and come down and see where your money's going. And if you don't like it, beat on the desk and say, hey, I need some help.
What's the best way to reach out to you and your organization?
SBA.gov/AZ. That'll get you onto our state website. If you just stop at SBA.gov, you'll be on our national website, and a lot of things going on there. But we'd prefer to have you come onto our state website and talk to us that way. I can be reached at 602-600-1711.
Very nice.
That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. That cell phone's on 24/7.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Other than I want to tell your viewers that I'm proud to be here. I'm proud of what Peoria is doing. I've been working with this community for a long time, and I want to thank everybody in it for having me out here today and for doing this and for helping our veterans. And I hope that the viewers start calling in and taking advantage of some of the things that I've just mentioned.
Thank you for what you do, and thank you for your service as well. We really appreciate you taking the time to come in and talk to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What we've tried to show today over this 2-hour course of all of our shows is everything that's available to you. There are so many places to start. You can start with the phone number online. That number will still be active, by the way, at the end of this program. You can call the City of Peoria Community Support. We can put you in touch with just about everybody that spoke today. You can start with your local VA. If you're looking to start your own business, you can start with the SBA. There are really just so many places to start, but the key is pick up the phone, send an email, and start your path. Whether you need help and services at home, whether you need know someone that needs services, there are just so many ways to get help. I want to thank all of our veterans. This whole month, the City of Peoria will be posting on Facebook veteran stories, veteran services, and we will be just the whole month honoring, highlighting, and thanking all of our veterans. And I want to say thank you to everybody that watched, and feel free to reach out. We appreciate everybody that showed up today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Welcome back to Paloma Park's virtual opening. I'm here today with Adina Lund, our Development Engineering Director. She's going to talk about a couple perspectives on Paloma Park and how your team has developed this park for the city.
Thanks, Chris. I'm happy to be here. I am very excited about having the 3rd regional park. We have so many people that have been going to Pioneer and Rio Vista, and to bring that up north is amazing. And to have it so close to the Loop 303 really will connect communities within Peoria.
From a regional standpoint, you're really spot on as far as this preserve, this Sonoran desert that we're in right now. People drive by on Lake Pleasant Parkway and see the levee, but may not understand what's being built on the other side of it. Tell me a little bit about how your family would interact with this park and what it means to you as a participant of the park amenities.
I have a son who has a disability. He has Down syndrome, and we've had a lot of park experiences because we